Hi everyone, this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. This is the second part of my journal collection video. If you haven't seen the first one, I'm going to link that for you. That one is called my Peter Popper Press journals. I had a lot of those ones, so I had to put them in a separate video. These are basically everything else. And I have a few from Walmart. I have a few from some random places, which I'll try to remember when we get to those journals. And most of them were from Indigo and on Amazon and online. So let's get started. The first one I'd like to show you, this one is from Flame Tree Publishing. It's called a Flame Tree Notebook. And it actually has a magnetic closure. So the reason why I like this is because it is mostly blue and purple, and it has a unicorn. Unicorns are my thing. I love unicorns. So it opens up with this magnetic closure. It's got a red cover, which is rather unusual. And the paper inside is very, very thin. And the only thing that I noticed that I don't really like is the margin at the bottom is larger than the margin at the top. So usually when you're writing on ruled paper, the margin on the top is usually bigger, but I guess it doesn't really matter. The thing I like about this journal is that the paper is thin. So when you write in it, it actually feels like the paper is being used, which I like. I don't like really super thick paper, except when it comes to the Peter Popper Press journals, because they have a really nice creamy texture and quality to them that is just amazing. So this one is kind of interesting because of this magnetic closure. The next two are actually hardcover. So it's fabric on the front, but it's actually a hard wooden pressboard cover. And the binding is unusual because it looks like it's just glued. And it has nice paper. It's yellowed in spots. I think that's done on purpose. And the thing I like about this one is that because of the binding, it lays flat, which is very, very nice when you're writing in something. And this one was a Studio O journal, and that was from Indigo. The next one was also a Studio O. The front cover says, "When you love what you have everything you need." And I love this. It's so beautiful with the elephants, the mama and the baby, or maybe the papa and the baby, I don't know. This is really pretty too, the inside cover. And when you look at the edge, it actually has blue edging, which is kind of neat. And again, this is one of those journals that lies flat because it has the flat binding. The next journal is also from Indigo, and the front cover says, "Enjoy the journey, embrace the detours." I like it because it's not a normal size. It's a bit bigger than a regular standard journal. I guess it's probably the same size as my large Peter Popper Press journals, but the color drew me in. I love this color, and it's fairly thin. So the paper is very, very bright white, and again, very thin, which I like. The next journal, now these are my favorite, some of my favorite journals that have been released by Indigo. This one is an Indigo Paperblanks Flexis soft cover notebook. There's 176 pages. I do have two of these types of journals, but they each have a different cover. And it's lightweight and mobile. That's how it's marketed. And it's rather big, but it's very, very flexible, so you can bend it. But it's basically this cover that drew me in. I love everything about this cover. This is absolutely beautiful. And this one is called the Dharma Dragon Ultra. So that is beautiful. This one is called Flutterby's Ultra. So it's the same idea. It's very flexible, same size, but with butterflies on the front. Now this journal here, I think I purchased this from Indigo a very, very, very long time ago, probably about 20 years ago now. It also has a weird binding where each of the pages is sewn in. It kind of looks handmade, which is why I liked it when I first bought it. And I haven't used it because it was one of those special journals I was saving, and I'll probably end up using it soon. It's a Paperblanks notebook. Again, this one stays flat, and the paper is actually quite yellow. I haven't seen this yellow of paper in a really long time. This journal is very similar to the fuchsia one that I showed, this one here. But on the front, it says, Be amazing, dream big, take chances, imagine, laugh, make a plan, stand strong, smile lots, change the world, chase your dreams, create, be a boss, sing out loud, hope, don't be afraid, believe, travel, be happy, sparkle, take adventures, read, work hard, do what you love, keep it simple, love, regret nothing. So that's kind of a lot to say. I like the inside cover, it's teal, and this one does have gold edging. And the paper, again, is fairly thin and it is almost bright white. So now let's move on to the next collection of journals. These next two are actually from Walmart. So these were before I really got into my journal crazy phase, where I started looking for luxury journals that were really pretty. I liked them because I had a lot of paper, and this one was purple. This one's green. This says Bonjour Paris. This just says Bonjour. And I liked this one because the paper inside is actually colored pink, which is really pretty. This one, I think this is kind of meant as a traveling journal, but you can use it for anything. It does have a little picture of an Eiffel Tower, and it has Bonjour in the left-hand corner. So the reason why these are special to me is because I bought them before my son was born, so they're a little sentimental and I haven't used them, but I might use them soon. The paper is bright white except for the little decoration. The lines are actually fairly skinny and the paper is very, very thin. These next couple of journals, the rest of these are all from Indigo, but this one here, I think I bought it was 2 summers ago, and I liked it because it says, and if the music is good, you dance, but the cover is puffy. So Indigo and Chapters, like the whole line, they basically have a lot of these puffy journals, and I do have some. I'm going to save them for the end. They are a large style of this same type of journal. They all have different sayings or pictures on the front, and they're a puffy pressboard. And I kind of like that. It just, sometimes it's very intimidating to start a brand new journal that's very large with a lot of lines in it. I don't know if this makes sense to any other journal writers out there, but sometimes it's intimidating because it takes a long time to get through. And I like writing in a new journal. I get bored really easily. I like changing my pens. I like changing my markers and my journals. So if you're like that, let me know. Leave me a comment down below. So this one, the paper is very, very bright. The lines are spaced far apart, and it's just your basic journal, but there are a lot of pages in here, and it is a little bit smaller than some of the other journals I own. This is the same size, same idea. Again, it's the puffy type. It says there is magic all around us, and I bought this last summer, and I liked it because of the unicorn. Again, it's from Indigo Paper. And I think that's the brand name of all of these, is Indigo Paper. This is again the same thing. I bought this 3 years ago. I love it because it's purple and it has this little gold leopard on the front. The paper is bright white and it's another Indigo paper. These next ones are a bit different. This is kind of a flexible cover. Again, this was from Indigo, but it's actually from the Dayna collection. This is the only one I own from this, but it says, chasing these crazy, wonderful dreams of mine. And it has hearts on the inside page. And then it just says, I look forward to holding any thoughts, dreams, brilliant goals, ideas, and amazing moments because you got this. So it's like a little quote. And the paper is bright white with dark gray lines. These next two, I love these because again, they're very flexible, but this says anything is possible. And I believe, okay, this is a Molly and Rex journal. I've got 2 of these. They're the only 2 I could find at Indigo, but they each have different colored paper, like the design repeats, but I thought this was so cool because I love writing on paper that has a different design. So first it's balloons on the bottom, then it's this little like whale carried by a balloon. It says anything is possible, balloons all over the page, and then this one as well. So it repeats every 4 pages, and I love how it's designed differently. And this one also lays flat, which is kind of nice. So this is the same company. This is Molly and Rex, but this one's more like a travel journal. So it's advertised as Molly and Rex journal with assorted full color pages. You will go far. And I really liked this as well when I picked it up. Okay, these next two are real leather covers. These were more expensive than the normal journals only because of the real leather covers. This says Dream Big, Work Hard, another indigo paper book. The paper is off-white and dark brown lines, actually, it looks like, but the paper is fairly thin. This is another one. It says Secret Plans to Conquer the World. I think this is the first one I picked up, and it feels a little bit sturdier than the last one, so it feels like it would be harder to keep the pages open. This I love because of the color. It says Let's Do This, and it's got these gold metal edge protectors on the corners. The paper is kind of creamy, kind of off-white with light gray lines, fairly thin, and it's an Ecolo journal, Ecolo World Traveler. The next one is called My Life Story So Far. It's another indigo paper, and I love it because it has the gold edging. The only thing I'm not too keen on is it has blank paper. So I really prefer lines. So this journal could be turned into more of a creative notebook. We'll see, because I do have my creative journaling project kind of on the go. I've been thinking about doing it for the last couple months, but I do want to use my traveler's notebook for that. So we'll see how it goes. I might do something creative in this one as well. Okay, the next one, it says Always Wear a Crown. It's pink and teal with a pineapple on the front. It's indigo paper. The cover is very, very hard, and it's bright white. Okay, the last one in this little part here is again from indigo paper. It says Out of This World, and I like this kind of gray teal navy color. It's really pretty. It's different. The paper is exactly the same as the pineapple journal. And the last one I want to show in this little collection here is this Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry journal. So this one, it says HP Ravenclaw School Journal, and it's from the Wizarding World, Warner Brothers. I actually got this from EB Games, believe it or not. And if you're not familiar with EB Games, it's a gaming store where you can get new and used video games and video game parts, etc. And it caught my eye, and I wanted to have one in my collection. They did have different colors, but I really liked the blue and the green. And that's it for this part. Let's move on to the next collection of journals. This next one is interesting because this is more of a guided journal, and I'm not really into guided journals. I did get this from Amazon, and I think I just wanted it to kind of start looking at my goals and start finding out who I was. This I purchased a couple of years ago, and I was going to give it away, and then I started using it. So, or did I start using it? I guess I haven't, but for instance, it'll ask a question. List 5 things that always and immediately bring a smile to your face. Write down 10 big dreams that haven't come true yet. So it's basically one of those journals where it'll give you a prompt, and then you just write whatever the prompt is prompting you to say. And I'm not really into those types of journals. I use my journals to write down my feelings, my thoughts, things that happen throughout the day. And it helps me cope with mental health, how I'm feeling that day. And this is more, honestly, I feel like a beginner's journal. So someone who's not sure on how to start or what to write, this is great for somebody who is new at journaling. So it's called Start Where You Are by Meera Lee Patel, a journal for self-exploration. This next one is a Studio O journal, and it's tiny. It's really small. It's got a hard cover with a fabric outside. And again, it's one of those that lies flat, so it has the glued binding. And it has creamy colored paper, and I really like these because they lay flat. That is one of the main reasons I bought them. These next two journals are very interesting. I got these from Amazon, and they are actually Moleskine journals. These are the only two Moleskine journals I own. They're both Hello Kitty, and I found them, I think I probably paid more than I should have because I found them on Amazon.ca, and I love Hello Kitty. I have tons of Hello Kitty stickers. I will link my sticker video for you if you're curious. You can check that out. And the only thing I don't like about these is that when you open them up, they have very, very skinny lines, and I like writing big sometimes. I can write small too. I change my font to my writing all the time, but I'm not keen on that. I like to be able to write. I like the space in a line to be able to write however I want to write. So this bugs me a bit, but I'll still get my use out of it. And the paper is very, very thin. I don't know how it compares to the Moleskine bullet journal or the Doc Grid notebook, but this paper is very thin. So this one is the same, but I love this cover because it, of course, has the red and the blue. And also, I should mention at the back, it has a little pocket, which most of the journals I own don't have. And it came with these little stickers, which is kind of cute. Basically, they're labels you can put on the front if you want. And this one, I think they're both by Sanrio. They should be because Hello Kitty is a Sanrio figure. Yeah, they're both Sanrio. And actually these, I wonder if that's an A5. They look skinnier than an A5, but they're taller and skinnier than most of the journals I own. The last one, before we start getting into the puffy large journals, is this notebook. It's again in indigo paper. I believe it's actually a leather cover. So what it has here is this pencil holding the pages, or like the cover and the front and the back cover together. So I like that because I would just switch it out for a pen. And I love the colors. It's purple and teal, my favorite two colors. It's got this gold edging, which is also brilliant. And it has really thick lines, kind of medium gray to dark gray colors. But it has a purple bookmark, which is nice. And I like it because it's a nice size to fit in a purse or a backpack. Okay, let's move on to the puffy large journals. All right, so I think this is probably one of the very first journals I ever bought. This is by Pierre Belvedere. It's actually made in Italy, which is really cool. I thought it was the same as the Paperblanks or the indigo paper journals, but it isn't. So if you open it up, it has this spot to write your name and your address or phone number if you want. And then each page is actually margined off with a thick dark line, and then they're perforated, so you can take out each page if you wish. And I haven't really used it because in the journals that I use right now, I don't like being able to rip out paper. So I thought it could come in handy for making lists or working on my YouTube channel or something like that. So that's kind of why I haven't used it. But I love it because it's purple and it has this gorgeous flower and vine and leaf design on the front. So a lot of these journals here, I bought them because they were like $5. So normally it looks like they're $20 a piece. And this is a puffy color. It just says Dream Chaser from indigo paper, and they're all the same inside. So I'm not really going to bother with showing you the inside. It's light gray lines, just the size I like, with bright white paper. However, it's just basically the front covers that are different, and I like them because they are puffy, but they are large and cumbersome, so I would find it difficult to put into a purse, maybe a backpack. So the next one, I got this 2 summers ago. It was when my sister got married, and I fell in love with this journal. It says, "Live the story you want to tell." I love the rose gold foil on it. It's so beautiful. This one is another one of those with tons of words on the front. I'm not going to bother reading it again. The only thing that I could imagine that would make these journals better is having gold edging, but that makes them a little bit more expensive, and well, I guess they didn't put the time into these journals that they normally would into other ones, but I like it because the color, and again, it was on sale. This one speaks for itself. It's purple. What can I say? It says, "We can achieve what we conceive and believe" by Mark Twain. It's exactly the same as the others. These next ones were also on sale, and I liked them because they were pastel pinks and blues. This one specifically. She decided to start living her dreams. These are both pastel pink. These next two, Let's Get Lost. I love that cover. And I also love this cover. It's the same thing. It's indigo paper, but it almost feels like pebbled. It's like pebbled texture leather, but it's not really leather. And I love this rose gold leafing on the front, and it says, "Everything starts with a dream." And the very last journal in my regular lined journal collection is actually this journal by Spade, New York. I fell in love with this. I hem and hawed a couple of times, and finally I went back when it was on sale. It says, "Through the Looking Glass, Encyclopedic Dictionary of the English Language, Gulliver's Travels, Rome, Modern Art, Romeo and Juliet, Pride and Prejudice." So basically lists a whole bunch of titles of books on the front cover. It's got gold edging, and then I love this cover. I think that's like just totally Kate Spade. And then the pages are a cream color with a dark gray line in between. And I like this journal. It's even larger than these ones. So it's actually probably about the same width, but it's a little bit taller. But it's just so classy. It's just, I would find it difficult to put in a purse or even a backpack. So this would definitely be an at-home journal. And it does have a blue bookmark and this elastic band to keep it closed. So that is it for my rest of my journal collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe and also click that bell notification so you will be notified every time I post another video. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.